Hello, this is Ray, one of the program presenters in the Atchison Planetarium at Cranbrook Institute of Science with a look at the pre-dawn sky for the week of June 22nd. Jupiter, Saturn, and Mars are still in our sky at 4 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. The two gas giants are to the right of due south. Jupiter is the brighter of the two. Mars is way over to the left in the southeast. Venus is in the morning sky as well, but it'll be difficult to see. It's only 7 degrees above the east-northeast horizon at 5 a.m. as morning twilight brightens the sky. Venus will be easier to spot as summer progresses. The constellation of Pegasus has been getting higher in the east-southeastern sky. Remember the great square that marks the body of the flying horse? The two front legs point up into the sky, and the neck and head are over to the right. The star at the end of the horse's head is named Enif. It's the brightest star in Pegasus and represents the horse's nose. The name comes from an Arabic word that means, not surprisingly, the nose. Enif is a fairly cool orange supergiant star. If placed where the Sun is, it would swallow Mercury and extend halfway to the orbit of Venus. Seen from Earth, it would span 40 degrees. That's nearly 1/4 of the sky, or about the size of the entire constellation of Pegasus. Enif is approaching old age. It's around 20 million years old, which is fairly young for a star, but it's past the stage of fusing hydrogen to helium. It's about to begin the next stage of fusing helium into carbon and oxygen. It's possible that stage has started already. Enif could reach the end of its life in just a few million years. Enif has had brief dramatic changes in its brightness. In 1972, it flared up and was as bright as Altair, one of the stars in the summer triangle. Altair is 27 degrees to the right of Enif and to the right of due south. Superflares are very rare, and their cause is a mystery. We're not entirely sure how Enif will end its life. It could explode as a supernova, or it could puff off its outer atmosphere and end up as a white dwarf star about the size of Earth. It's difficult to predict because Enif is on the borderline and could go either way. It's located about 670 light-years away, so if it does explode, it'll take 670 years for the light to reach us. Seen in a telescope, Enif has two companions. However, Enif is not a true triple star system. The other two stars just happen to lie along the same line of sight. So Enif is an optical triple. Okay, now we know all about Enif. And Enif is Enif. Let's go to the star at the back of the horse's head, where the asterism bends at the horse's neck. Draw a line from this star to Enif, and extend the line in the same direction about 4 degrees, which is less than half a fist's width. And we'll come to another one of those fuzzy patches of light. Aim binoculars or telescope's finder scope at Enif, and you should be able to see that patch of light within the field of view. This is a globular star cluster known as Messier 15 or M15. However, it wasn't discovered by Charles Messier. The credit for the discovery goes to Italian astronomer Jean-Dominique Maraldi in 1746. Messier added it to his catalog in 1764. M15, also known as the Pegasus cluster, is one of the brightest and best-known globular clusters in the sky. Its age is estimated at 13.2 billion years, making it one of the oldest of all the star clusters. The age of the entire universe is estimated to be 13.8 billion years, so this cluster formed during the universe's infancy. Located at a distance of 32,000 to 37,000 light-years, M15 is also one of the densest globular clusters in our galaxy. There could be as many as 1 million stars here. The diameter of the cluster is around 210 light-years, but gravity has squeezed stars into the core, forcing an enormous number of them into a very small area. Half of the stars in the cluster are packed into an area of only 10 light years. Such a high concentration of mass in such a small area creates an enormous pull of gravity. The Hubble Space Telescope was able to resolve hundreds of stars that were converging on the core. Whether this is being caused by the collapse of the core or by a black hole in the center is not known. Now, we can't see black holes, even with the most advanced telescopes. Black holes emit no radiation, no light, no X-rays, no infrared, no nothing. Since we can't see black holes directly, we have to assume their existence by the effect they have on nearby objects that we can see. So the stars being pulled towards the core of M15 is an indication that a black hole might be responsible. Of course, the cause could be just the massive pull of gravity of so many stars packed together in the core. Supermassive black holes lurk at the center of galaxies and are billions of times more massive than the Sun. Smaller black holes, those that are created by the collapse of a supermassive single star, would be at least 10 times the mass of the Sun. The black hole believed to be at the center of M15 is between the two extremes. It's considered medium-sized, but it still has about 4,000 times the mass of the Sun. Speaking of the Sun, sunrise on the 22nd is at 5:56 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. At the end of the week, the 27th, sunrise is at 5:58. Thanks for visiting and keep looking up.